him? Is your pain beyond his power? The answer, sisters, is no. Nothing is too hard for the Lord. Let's hold that truth close as we step into the Before we begin, let's anchor ourselves in the Word. Genesis 18:14 asks a question that has carried me through my darkest nights. Is anything too hard for the Lord? It was the question God asked Sarah when she laughed at the idea of carrying a child in her old age, and it's the same question He still whispers to us today. Is your waiting too hard for Him? Is your sorrow too deep for Him? Is your pain beyond His power? The answer, sisters, is no. Nothing is too hard for the Lord. Let's hold that truth close as we step into this journey together. The why, my story, my why. Have you ever felt so alone in a struggle that you thought no one could possibly understand? That's been my reality for nearly 9 years now. My husband and I have been walking the road of infertility. It's a road of waiting, of longing, of tears, a road that makes you question yourself. Is there something wrong with me? Is my body broken? Did I fail as a woman? And as an African woman, I know this sting runs even deeper. Back home, not having a child isn't just seen as a private matter. It follows you. It's a label. It makes you feel incomplete, like you failed your family, failed your culture, even failed God. And even though I live here in the UK, that sting doesn't disappear. It travels with you. There are days I've sat with my Bible in one hand and my tears in the other, whispering, Lord, why me? But one day, He gave me a word. The same word He gave to Sarah when she laughed in disbelief. Genesis 18:14. Is anything too hard for the Lord? That word became my anchor. It reminded me that while waiting is hard, my story isn't finished and my God has not failed me. That's why I created this space. This is my tent. The tent of triumph. It's a safe place for every woman who has ever felt broken, forgotten, or shamed. A place where we can gather, share, and heal. Because our stories are not too broken to be beautiful. We are not alone, and we are still daughters of promise. Next. So, what do we do here? Every episode, we'll journey back in time. We'll step out of today and sit face to face with the most powerful women in the Bible. Sarah, Hannah, Ruth, Esther, Deborah, and more. But not as distant figures in old pages. I'm inviting them into this tent, into your tent, for an honest, intimate conversation. We'll ask the raw questions. Sarah, how did you survive the years of waiting? Hannah, what did you pray when you felt forgotten? Ruth, how did you rebuild when everything was lost? And in their answers, we'll find echoes of our own stories. Because their struggles are our struggles, their courage is our courage, their faith is our faith, and the same God who carried them carries us, which is our courage. Their faith is our faith, and the same God who carried them carries us still. Their victories are not locked in history, they're alive for us today. And so our very first series here in the Tent of Triumph is one that is closest to my heart, infertility. It's a word filled with silence, stigma, and sorrow. But it's also a word that binds us to some of the most faithful women in Scripture. We'll sit with Sarah, who laughed at God's promise before she held Isaac. With Rebecca, who waited 20 long years before her blessing came. With Rachel, who cried out, "Give me children or I die." With Leah, who knew the ache of rejection. With Hannah, who poured out her soul in the temple until only her lips moved. And with Elizabeth, who carried her miracle in old age, proving that nothing is impossible with God. Each of these women will step into this tent, not as ancient figures, but as sisters who understand. This series is for every woman who has ever waited, for everyone who has felt forgotten, for everyone who has wondered if God still sees them. And this is the message: your pain is not invisible, your faith is not wasted, and your story is not over. Let's end with this promise. Psalm 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Sister, He is close to you, even now. And this tent is here, so you'll never have to walk this road alone again. So here's what I want you to do. Subscribe to the channel, share this with another sister who needs hope, and join me right here every week as we step into the tent of triumph together. Because this isn't just my story, it's our story. And together we will heal, grow, and triumph. Remember, this is the tent of triumph, where ancient wisdom meets modern battles, and your story finds its victory. As we bring this episode to a close, I want to leave you with a word of hope. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope." Hold on to this promise no matter what season you are walking through. This tent is a place of healing, courage, and triumph, and the journey does not end here. Join me again for our next episode, where we will continue to uncover the wisdom and strength of the women of the Bible and how their stories mirror our own. Also, don't forget to look out for our daily devotionals, short moments of reflection that will refresh your spirit throughout the week. And something I'm excited about, new music is on the way from the Voice of Triumphs. These songs are birthed out of prayer, pain, and praise, and I can't wait to share them with you. So, make sure you subscribe, share this with someone who needs encouragement, and hit the bell so you don't miss a moment inside the tent. Until then, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you, and may you always walk in His triumph.
Boket hafama, but you they see me away.